Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today, we'll be taking a look at another of the Leprechaun movies in the franchise. And this is on a movie that I kind of had low hopes for. Just the way the franchise has been headed. Even though the last movie was pretty good, it's just, it's like every other sequel I just haven't liked. And this one falls in that category. This just was not, as interesting as I thought it would be, and that is Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Now, this is the sixth film in the franchise. Don't have too much more to go. We've only got about like 2 movies left, and both of them are sort of like remakes. This is like the last official entry before they decided to like reboot it with Leprechaun Origins, which I'm kind of scared to get to that movie. I'm not sure how good that one is, but anyway, we're here to talk about Back to the Hood. This came in a 7-film collection with 1 through Origins, and this will be the one that we're talking about. But yeah, anyways, Leprechaun in the Hood. What is it about? Leprechaun in the Hood opens up with a story about the leprechauns and how they served a king. Back in their time, they served like kings and stuff. They're guarding the king's like royal palace, his gold and all his treasures. But when the king dies, the leprechauns go back to their land, or they get sent back to their land, and they punish anybody that tries to, or when they were serving the king, they would punish anybody that took their gold. But once the king died, they would go back to their land. However, there was one leprechaun that stayed in the realm of mortals and became evil. And that is, of course, the leprechaun in this movie. Now, there's one thing I need to clarify. This franchise does not necessarily follow any of the events from the previous sequels. It sort of just like comes up with a new story each sequel. It's still Leprechaun. It's still Warwick Davis. It's still Leprechaun. But I tend to think that like each movie there's a new Leprechaun, if you understand what I mean, because I mean, they kill him so many times, and he's always coming back. So, personally, I presume that there's multiple leprechauns in each sequel, but I kind of feel like this sequel tries to deny that claim and tries to say that there's only one leprechaun, because it only mentions the one that turned evil. So, I'm assuming that it's the same leprechaun each movie, but everybody has their opinions, of course. But, anyway. The leprechaun stays in the land of mortals, turns evil, and this is how he's been terrorizing everybody through these past movies. They rewrite his story a lot. But anyway, after that storytelling, we get a scene with a priest, and he's running away from the leprechaun. He hid his gold, and he's trying to hide it as much as he can from the leprechaun so the leprechaun can't take it and do all sorts of evil. He hides the gold, but then there's a rainbow that comes down, and that's what basically alerts the leprechaun to the gold. So he gets rid of the rainbow before the leprechaun can see it, but mid-process, after that, he gets attacked by the leprechaun, but he's able to banish the leprechaun with clovers, 4-leaf clovers, so they're going back to the 4-leaf clover weakness. Yeah, they tend to switch what his weaknesses are within these movies. Anyway, banishes the leprechaun down to hell. He dies in the process. Then it cuts to 1 year later. Then we get introduced to the main characters of the story. We get Emily, Lisa, Jamie, and Rory. They're sort of like the 4 main people that we follow throughout this movie. One of them not for very long, but the other 3 we tend to follow throughout the movie. Emily is like the ex-girlfriend of Rory. Her and him had like a bad breakup, and they just refused to talk to each other. Emily and Lisa are like best friends in this movie. They do a whole ton of stuff together. And of course, Jamie's that weed pot smoker that is annoying, that nobody likes, even though he's trying to get with Lisa a lot throughout this movie. But anyway, they're poor on cash. Jamie's involved in like this drug deal group with a dude named Hampton, and they're just back and forth with each other. Hampton's demanding Jamie that he gets him the money that he wants, or he's gonna come back and do all sorts of stuff to him. You know, all that. Anyway, eventually they see a rainbow, And they come across the gold stash that the priest was hiding because Emily falls through a floor and she finds this treasure chest with a whole bunch of gold. It's not a gold pot, mind you, or it's not a pot this time around. It's like a treasure chest. And it's a magical treasure chest because after they get done spending all the money and find it, they open it up again and see that more money comes out each time you open it and dump all of it out. So it's magical. However, mid-process of doing this and spending all the gold, they reawaken the Leprechaun because they have taken his gold. Of course. Warwick Davis comes back again to play the Leprechaun. Honestly, this is one of his weaker roles. I like the outfit he wears, but it's honestly one of his weaker roles that I've seen. But anyway, he comes back, causes a whole bunch of terror because he wants his gold back. And from this point on, the plot gets kind of rushed. I will say that. And they got to find a way to defeat the Leprechaun. Leprechaun Back to the Hood was definitely a doozy of a film. It was like a snooze fest to me, if I got to be honest, because I didn't really like any of the characters except for like two of them. Other than that, the characters are just like boring. Like Warwick Davis, he's in a definitely less better role than he was in the previous movies, and that's nothing on him. I just think the movie had a bad script to begin with. He was just following what they were doing. I do like his design of the Leprechaun this time around. But yeah, just Emily, Rory. Honestly, Rory and Emily are like the only two I really follow. Maybe not even Emily. It may just be Rory because I don't really like any of these other characters. They're just annoying. They're bratty. Then the cops are introduced in this movie. They're not any better. They're just there to like cause dilemma in the plot. The kills in this movie, while there was some blood and gore, a lot of them were just kind of meh. There's one where he rips a girl's jaw off trying to get a gold tooth that she had. I thought that was pretty cool. Then there's another one where he punches a dude's heart out. Thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, their kills aren't really all that interesting. There is one other one. He rips one of the cops' legs off when they're trying to fight him. That is also an interesting one. I thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, other than that, the way they defeat the Leprechaun, I never really understood. I mean, I could understand with the four-leaf clovers, but just the way they finish him off, it just didn't seem all that appealing to me. I won't spoil how they finish him off. I'm trying not to spoil. If I am spoiling for you guys and you guys hate me, I really do apologize. I'm just a big ranter on a lot of these movies. This movie was just very bleh. Like, honestly, probably my least favorite out of the ones I've seen so far. Even 2 had some, like, decent moments. This one was just, ugh. And just, a lot of these characters are boring and the acting was subpar. It was, and this was Warwick Davis's last role before he left, playing the Leprechaun, at least for good for now. I'm not sure if he's going to come back. But this was his last Leprechaun role until, they once get him back. From here on out, the next 2 movies don't have Warwick Davis in it, which is a shame because he's really the only guy that really held this franchise together and the main reason why I keep watching him. So that's why I'm nervous for this remake. Yeah, don't have high hopes for it. Oh, man, what a doozy of a film. Anyway, that has been my review on Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Yeah, was not very fond of it. I really don't want to watch this movie again next year. Anyway, it was a subpar movie. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it about a 6. Yeah, was really all that interested. Gonna do a ranking on this eventually, and I guess my opinion may change in the ranking, but you never know. Maybe top and maybe bottom. It's probably gonna be bottom, but yeah, definitely my least favorite out of the ones I reviewed so far. But anyways, what is everyone's thoughts on Leprechaun Back to the Hood? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Would really love to hear your thoughts on it. Please leave them down in the comments. Got one more movie to go in this collection. Well, technically 2, but one more in this collection. Anyway, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this review. Getting towards the end of March, and may start a new franchise in April. Who knows? Anyway, Thank you all so much for watching this review. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Have a good Sunday.